mic on for Android. Switch off.
Yeah, breathe. This group is next to us.
Baba. That's what I'm going to do.
Switch. Switch off. Switch. 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 Sandal switch off. Perfect. Switch.
Michael, utambiwa mzoke pasi. Pani ma legs good. You will come back.
It's a good Sunday afternoon. You're watching Rising Stars, the fortress of your future star athletes, and we're here at Wise Hours in Manrondera. Is about to bring you a live coverage of an epic clash between the Vis team rugby side of Plumtree, known as Amabukwezi. In English, that stands for Lions, all the way from Matwebeleland, north side of Zimbabwe, squaring off things against the hosts, the undefeated Talons of Wise Hour. In the comment box, it's me, Sydney Savanu. On the left side of the pitch, as you can see, the longer of the two tunnels with Wise Hour students wearing their traditional uniform, that is brown and yellow colors, just making a tunnel for their teams. And on the right side of the field are the visiting team, that is the Amabukwezi, the Lions, running onto the field of play wearing their traditional white, green, and red kit. And the players to watch out for in this Amabukwezi team is their captain, that is Spencer Dube, who will be wearing the jersey number 13, the outside center, as well as their vice captain, that is Anderson Lovu, the lucid prop. And for the hosts, the talents, is going to be none other than Philip Chimaka. He made it in the Zim under 18 team that is going to tour South Africa come June, July, end of June and first week of July. And he'll be wearing jersey number 10, the fly-off, as well as their captain, that is Takudzwa Mandiambira, the inside center for the Talons. So those are the players to look out for both teams. So just look out for those players that I've mentioned. Anderson Lovu, lucid prop for the Plumtree side, as well as their captain Spencer to be the captain. So we're just waiting for the match officials to signal the first of this, the start rather of the first half. So for those who are just wondering that who's coaching this Plumtree side, he goes by the name Francis Nakamu, and for the Talon, the Wise Owl, that is the host, is none other than Dallas Kuzorera. We all know him in our local rugby circles because he's coached in Ghana, but now he's back into our local rugby scene. So we're just waiting for the referee to signal the start of the first half. So it's going to be the captain for the Amabukwezi, that is Spencer Dube, captain, with a restart kick. So Spencer Dube with a deep, enormous kick, and it is difficult for the Saradia Blessed to deal with the ball. So Philip Chimaka had to clean up things for the host, and it is a deep kick by Takudzwa Mandiambira, the captain, but straight into another player that we should look out for, that is Spencer, with a good carry, and he conceded a penalty on the breakdown. So it is none other than Simba Chuara, the hooker for the Talons, who went over that ball and won himself a penalty. So it is an enormous attempted goal, but well read by the Amabukwezi. But the referee said they had played the ball outside of the pitch. So it's going to be a Talons very first line out. So Simba Chuara, his first attempt to find his jumpers. So it is a short main line out for the host. Simba Chuara, and it is elegant to watch. Found his jumper straight to Felix Baka. A good set piece move. And for the scrum half, that is Daniel Hamilton. He sends it to his back line. And the referee's arm is out already. So once again, Daniel Hamilton. Felix Chimaka just took his eyes off the ball. And it is a knock-on. Quickly taken. Philip Chimaka once again full of running, full of energy, gaining those 10 extra meters. So still is the Talons in possession of the ball. Hamilton, he sends it to Lasson Rujua, but the ball has been won by the Amabukwezi. Ooh, and it is a big carry by their prop, that is Anderson Lovu, their vice captain. And it is a knock-on, so we're going to come back for the first scrum and this encounter. So one of the best players in Zimbabwe has played for the Zimbabwe national team, that is the Sables. He happens to be Victor Olonga. Back in the days, he once played for Plumtree. So they've also managed to develop one of the best players that have led our Zimbabwe Sables to glory. He also played in Germany back in the days, but he is now long retired, just enjoying his retirement. But he is a legend. So first scrum in this encounter. So it is a steady scrum. The referee arm is already up. And here comes a big carry by the captain. That is Takuzwa Mandiambira. And here comes an electric blindside winger. But he has lost the ball in that contest. And it's an orthodox banana clearance kick by the Shumbas. And here comes the Talons. An opportunity to counter-attack by Lawrence Lovu. He just wanted to benefit from Saradia's blessed spaghetti hands, as he had just spilled that ball over. But that opportunity lost, and that sends us to our second scrum in this encounter. So it is another attacking scrum to the host. So Donald Hamilton with his scrum of chores, and straight to his captain. A little bit of set piece move. In there comes Philip as he goes into contact, gaining yards. And the scrum off, change of direction, sends it to his captain, to his back rower, that is Carlton Takawira. Another player for Wise Owl who made it into the Mashonaland District Provincial team. And still, the Talons are still going forward. Hamilton to his captain. Ooh, and big tackles coming in from the Lions. Hamilton to his captain. Philip Chimaka, can they release their blindside winger? And it is try time. And it looks like Victor Mchenje dots it down for the Talons. A beautiful move that started off with Divine Hamilton, the blindside winger for the Talons. They couldn't bring him down, and he offloaded to Victor Mchenje. So we've got two Hamiltons in this Talons lineup. There's Daniel Hamilton, the scrum half, and then there's Divine Hamilton, who assisted Victor Mchenje to dose it down for the Talons. So it is 5 points up for the host, pending a conversion. Felix Maga in his favorite kicking position. Can he get those 2 extra points? First kick in this encounter. So Philip Chimaka, and it is elegant in between the sticks. So that takes the Talons to 7 points in this encounter. The Lions are yet to get the points on the board. So we're back to square one, and it is going to be Spencer Dube, the captain, with a restart kick, and it is enormous and it is deep, but straight into the hands of Lason Rujua. However, he has lost possession in contact And here comes the first attack from the Shumpas. What are they going to do? And it is a quick ball straight to their fly. A show and go in search of their captain Spencer. And he picks up that loose ball. And he plays his prop. That is Siyabonga Kumalo. So Spencer Dube leaving a pile of bodies in the Talons team. But however, the referee says it was a knock-on. So it's going to be a defensive scrum to the Talons. So what we have seen, what Spencer Dube is made of. So in the build-up to these games, Plumtree, in their 2 games that they've played, they've managed to win against Northley. And as of the hosts, the Talons, they managed to get 2 out of 2 prior to this match. They claimed the scalps of Milton in the first week, as well as Bernard Mzeki. It was a thrashing win. Philip Chimaka with a grabber kick that goes over Lawrence Rundlovu. So, okay, did he find the 50-22? Yes, he did. So it's going to be Simbarashi Chuwara, the hooker, with his line-out shows, just showing off his soccer skills. I'm not sure if that is needed in this encounter. All he needs to do is to find his jumpers. Can he emulate what he did in the first line-out? Full-man line-out for Wise Owl. So Simba Chuwara found Anesu Mutimiri, but unfortunately it was not in straight, so it is a short arm penalty to the Amabukwezi. So they decided to tap it, and it is a big carry, gaining acres of yards there in that encounter. And another pick and go. And here comes the Shumbas. Pressure on the breakdown. Mnyarazi Nyabute, but he loses the ball. And here comes the fullback, that is Elroy Mpofu, as he goes into contact to Philip Chimaka, once again full of running. And it is the Talons with the ball. And it is beautiful to watch. A little bit of sidestep by Divine Hamilton. He's still going, and he offloads it. Loose ball picked up by Prince Mapumo. The scrum of changes direction, that is Dano Hamilton. And he finds his captain, Takuzwa Mandiambira. And the Talons are still going, getting closer to that try line. Philip Chimaka as a scrum off. And it is the strong carry by Lasson Jurujua. Change of direction is Hamilton. And surely that should be a try. And it is Philip Chimaka who crashes over to make it 12 points in favor of the Talons, pending a conversion. And unselfishingly, he sends his captain to do the kicking for him, since he was the try scorer. We all know that from this angle he can bang it, but this time around, just showing good sportsmanship and using his captain to get those extra 2 points. So on the left side of the field, the Talons will use this time to just to have a short team meeting with their coach Dallas Kuzorera. So unfortunately for the captain, he missed. That is Takuzwa Mandiambira. However, the points, it is 12 points in favor of the Talons. So it's good to see that the hosts, that is the Talents fans, they are singing in supporting their team. So Prince with another deep, huge kick. But here comes the Talents. And it is Elroy Mpofu who loses that ball. So the Makwezi with another opportunity to get points from this passage of play. And here comes the dangerous captain from Makwezi. However, they lose the ball again in contact. And Lasso Rujua. So we're going to go back for a defensive scrum to Wise Owl. And what an atmosphere at the Baghdad Stadium, the fortress of the Talents. There's a singing from their fans as well as the visiting team. They are also singing on our left side of the field, shouting on top of their voices, just encouraging their team to get those points. So a defensive scrum to the host. So Darnell Hamilton with this scrum of choice. And it looks like he's going to send it to his captain for a crash ball. That is Takuzwa. And he does it and he sends his opposite number sitting. So a penalty for hands in the rack, quickly taken. And here comes Philip Chimaka. Can he go all the way? Oh, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, desperate tackle. So we are going to go back for the Zimbabwe Academy player, that is Philip Chimaka. The referee wants to have a look at him. So he's being attended on by the medics. So far it has been Talons. It has been one-way direction. It has been the Talons who have been applying pressure to these to their visitors. So it's good to see that he's up on his feet. I mean, it would have been devastating if he was injured, but it's good to see that Philip Chimaka is up on his feet. Just limping off the pain, but it was a good tackle by the player from Plumtree. Textbook tackle. And in the process, he lost the ball. That is Philip Chimaka. And this time around, he has moved on to the blindside wing. Maybe he's as afraid of that gentleman who gave him a big tackle. So, defensive scrum to Plumtree. And it is the 8th man who comes away with it. And they decided to play on their 5. Unlucky. The ball bounces back. But it is still available for the Amabukwezi. And Takawira just going over the ball, doing his loose trio chores, just winning that long arm penalty. And this time around, the captain, that is Takuzwa Mandiambira, just kicking that ball to the corner as they are setting themselves up for a line out. So it was a dangerous play, a risky play by the visitors, attempting to run it from their 5 meter, and it resulted in a long arm penalty in favor of the Talents. So Simba Chuara it did justice to that line out, and it looked like Kauton Takawira. He said that ball but it bounces. A bouncing pass to Philip Chimaka. Another bouncing pass to his outside center, Victor Mchenje. Victor Mchenje to Saradia Blessed, who's still going, and it looks like, yes, he has been tackled, and that ball goes out of play. But we are going to come back for another long arm penalty, right? I believe it's the 5 meter of the Plumtree, with a lot of defending to do for the visiting team, and the captain just calls for a scrum. So the Talons in very much of the control of this game. They've been enjoying possession and territory. So Daniel Hamilton feeds it, and the referee wants it to be retaken again. So the first scrum reset in this match. So Daniel Hamilton feeds it into the scrum, and this time around the referee is happy, and it is number 7, Will Manyawara, who is in control, but they send it to their captain, and to Philip Chimaka. He was trying to be clever, looking for space, but it was well read by the fullback Duduzi Sibanda. Change of direction to Takuzwa, and it is a crush ball. Up and under, and the blind. So we're going to come back for another long arm penalty for offside. Is the call from the referee. What are they going to do this time around? So it's a quick tap and go. Can Philip Chimaka go all the way and score his second? But it's being held up with the Shumpas, and it looks like it's been driven back, and it is shot. So it is going to be another Hamilton to his captain Takawira. A crush ball using their 8th man, that is Carlton Takawira. Amandis Dube, he loses the ball in contact, and here comes the Shumpas with the counter attack using Mpendro Nlofu. So we're going to go back all the way to that first infringement for a knock-on. So it is a defensive scrum to the Lions. The Talons were guilty of just fluffing that chance, wasting an opportunity to score, and they could have been punished. By Mpendro Nlovu, because that was an opportunity to counter-attack. So another scrum to the visitors, and it's going to be Fana Moyo, the scrum half, who feeds the ball into the scrum. But pressure coming in, but it is the 8th man, that is Nkobile Sibanda, and he did very well. Unlucky, but the ball is still going as they attack using the Iblam Dumbura. So the scrum half, Moyo, sends it to the back line. Another opportunity to counter attack, and here comes the dangerous Spencer with the chicken wing pass that was collected. Hands in the rack, Moyo, and it is in love with the guy vice captain, who gains space and yards, and here comes once again Spencer, and it is a big carry. Look at them, it's still going. It takes 4 gentlemen from Wisehour to bring him down. However, he ran out of play, so it's going to be, wow, it is a long arm penalty. So quickly taken to Ndlovu, but it is a chop tackle, toss on the breakdown, and the Talons win themselves a long arm penalty. He was isolated, so he ran straight into the defenders. So once again, they're going to get those extra 10 yards. And this time around, the Shumpas are guilty for chirping to the referee. Philip Chimaka has kicked it to the corner, and it is a convincing, a boom, huge kick that goes all the way on the 10-meter. Of the visiting team. So a line out to the Talons. And Simba Chuara finds Prince Mapumo. Here comes Takawira to Victor. So Elroy Mpofu fought really hard to secure possession. Takawira, that was poor play by Takawira. He could have done better. It's another player who made it into the provincial team of the Mashonaland County District in the Zimbabwe Under-18s Academy trials. Those trials were hosted, I believe it is at MCC, Midlands Christian College. So Moyo doing his scrum of chores for the team in green and red. And it is a great pickup by number 20, that is Mpendlo Lovu. And Dube, a bouncing pass, but collected by the Talons. So Takawira just slowing down things, and looks like he wants to execute that box kick. And it is a box kick, and it goes all the way. But it looks like the scrum half, that is Moyo. Moyo. He uses his fullback, that is Ndudu Sibanda. He's still going. Ndudu Sibanda steps to the right, steps to the left, and he offloads it. Unfortunately, balls still available for Plumtree. Moyo uses Mpendlo Lovu. Moyo once again uses his vice captain Anderson Lovu, and already the referee arm is out. And their second goal is they use their fly off to go into contact Nyaradzi Jabute. They're still going forward. Moyo. And it looks like Wise Our player is over the ball, but the referee is going to go back for the first infringement. So what are they going to do this time around? 3 points they are available. And it is going to be Spencer. And it looks like he's going to kick it to the corner. And it is a great decision because it's been tough so far for the visiting team. Every time that they visited or they are visiting the 22 of the Talons, for some strange reason they are losing possession. So this is going to be our first attacking line out, right in the 22 of the host. So they're going to use their open side flanker, that is Iblam Dumbura. So Iblam Dumbura, ball hooked, and Moyo to the fly off, outside center, Spencer. A loop. Spencer still going, a little bit of fake and go, and still going. Can he go all the way? And he crashes. Can he crash over? But the Talons with great defense. And unfortunately, he was unbreakered. And it is a 10-over. Is it a 10-over? The referee arm is in favor of the Amabukwezi. So it is a line out to Plumtree. So the move that started on the left side of the field, it has ended on the right side of the field. So it is going to be a line out once again. And it's going to be none other than Lumbura. And this time around overcooked. And Divine Hamilton under pressure, he dodges down. And it's going to be a scrum to Plumtree. Surely they should be able to get points from this. All this pressure they should convert it into points. You can see that they are setting themselves up for a backline set piece move by the way that they are standing. So Moyo feeds it, and pressure, immense pressure coming in from the Talons. But it is a great pick by Mpendo Ndlovu as it sets it up for a ruck. Another opportunity for the visitors, but it looks like Wise Hour was over the ball, and yes, indeed he was. And it was great work. So quickly taken. Wise Hour not wasting time. They're still attacking, and it is a crash ball by Anesu. Their lock. Just slowing down things. It looks like they want to find Philip Chimaka. Philip Chimaka, he kicks it. And it is an enormous kick. Unfortunately, he couldn't find his touch. Oh, poor. However, they still come away with it. Still Plumtree in attack. Moyo fakes and goes. And unfortunately, for the Talons, that player was offside. But the referee say, play on. Ooh, big tackle coming in. So we're going to go back for the first infringement by the Talons for offside. So Moyo, he sends it to Ndlovu, their vice captain, and it is a crash ball. Moyo, and another huge speculative pass to the fullback, that is Bruno Sibanda. The captain Spencer Bada just took his eyes off the ball, and it is a knock-on. So credit goes to the Talons, just piling more pressure. With their rush defense, they are playing in the faces of the visiting team, and they find it hard to find that final pass. They're finding it hard to create space for their backline players to run into space. So it is great defensive work by Philip Chimaka, his captain, Takudzwa Mandiambira, Victor Mchenje, with that rush defense. So he scrum to the Talons. So Dana Hamilton feeds it. So he uses Will, a little bit of scissors, and it is a big carry by Blessed. So Hamilton, he sends it to Takawira, the number 8 for the Talons. Hamilton to Chimaka, and it is another crash ball using their big forward. Hamilton to Takawira, and it is a basketball pass to his captain, and he's still going, and the referee didn't play advantage, so it is a long arm penalty to the Talons. And Philip sends it to the corner for the forwards to execute their lineouts. And they've been working so well so far because they've been retaining possession. But we're yet to see them just driving over for a try. We're yet to see that in this first half. So it's all in, all 8. Rather, it is a short man line out because they've used Takawira. So Takawira is going to be used for a crash ball. Fake Philip, and he slips, unfortunately for him. There's pressure coming from the breakdown. But here comes the captain with the bouncing pass, trying to find, and unlucky for them, they've obstruction is the call by the referee. So quickly taken by Dumbura. Once again, Dumbura. Broken play. The ball still available for Plumtree. Still Plumtree. It is a mismatch. Again, unlucky for Spencer. So, however, they still get the penalty for high tackle. So quickly taken by Dumbura. And the defenders, and he couldn't place the ball nicely. So once again, we're going to come back for the first infringement. The Talons were not back 10. They didn't go 10 yards back, but it is a quick tap as they use Ndlovu for a quick tap. But he's being held in the tackle. But however, he managed to retain possession, and it is going to be the number 8, Ngobile. Unfortunately for him, he was supposed to run into space, but Talons are defending their lines. A fake and go right into the hands of the open side flanker for Wise Owl. That is well. So Philip with the ball, a little bit of fend off. But this time around, he got hustled out of play. But the referee is not happy with that. So, well, that is the halftime buzzer. So just stay tuned as we give you the remainder of this match right here on Rising Stars. So welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Rising Stars, your fortress for future athletes. If you're just wondering what the scoreline is, it is 12 in favor of Wise Owl, that is the host, and they are squaring off things against the Plumtree side all the way from the Matebele North side of Zimbabwe. So great effort by the visiting team. They just conceded 12 points, considering that normally they usually put 30 past their opponents just before halftime. So it was a well-controlled first half by the Plumtree side. But however, they just couldn't score, made a couple of mistakes, especially in the 22 when they were attacking, made a mess. They rushed off things, made huge and too many handling errors, and they also were guilty of not supporting each other. The quality of support or the breakdown by the visiting team was poor. So Philip Chimaka gets us underway with a deep kick, and however it bounced, so a Wise Owl player went under it and he collected it. So it is Wise Owl on the attack, but the referee wants the ball to be taken on the first infringement. The ball didn't go out, so it is going to be a defensive scrum to the Plumtree side. So if you're just wondering which team is Plumtree, which team is Wise Owl, they are wearing their conventional black and yellow kit, and the Plumtree side, that is the visiting team, wearing their conventional white, green and red kit, attacking from the left side of the field to the right. And it looks like their captain Spencer Dube is being changed for a blood sub. I believe it is nosebleed, so it should be fine. So we're going to have our medical team just to have a look at him, just to stop the bleeding, but he looks fine. So Spencer, I don't think their coach Francis Nakamu is going to pull him out. I think he's just going to allow him to continue to play, since it's just a nosebleed, which is very usual in rugby. So he looks fine. So he wants to continue. So he's going to go back for that defensive scrum to the Talons in this second half. So the Amabuku's scrum has been under pressure, and they're still under pressure from that Wise Owl pack, big pack. This time around, just deciding to play it in their half. And here comes big hit by the outside center of the Talons. That is Victor Mchenje, as he tackled Lawrence Lovu. My word, what a tackle. My word. So Simba Chiwara doing his line out chores. So, first turnover line out that has been conceded by the Talons, but here comes Plumtree using their inspirational captain Banda, who releases Nduduzi Sibanda, and it is a crash ball. Moyo, fire, and that fly off shows and goes into contact. Moyo once again. Another show and go by the fly off. Kelvin Mudimba. And here comes Nyaradzi Vujapute. He steps and he's still going, but this time around he goes into traffic. Moyo, as he uses Atwe Mkahana. Moyo once again. Good stepping, but however they need to convert all this into so I don't know what he was thinking, that young man. That is nowadays, if you are playing on advantage, if you are on front foot, if you're still, you shouldn't do what he did there, you know, intentionally making a mistake so that the referee, you know, gives you the first infringement. So Philip Chimaka, he kicks it out, sends it to the corner for a line out throw. So it means that the Mabukwes, they need to have a look at the law book once again, the World Rugby law book, so that they are updated with what is happening with this ever evolving game. If it was like 10 years back, that would have been fine, but in this day and age, making an intentional infringement whilst you're playing on advantage, that is not on. The referee will give it the advantage to the other team. So Philip Chimaka to Victor to Elroy Impof, who skips one tackle and he goes into contact, and it is the inside center Munashe Ziwewe who brings him down. Chimaka once again with a bouncing pass, and it was knocked on. So another defensive scrum to Plumtree. So a little bit of movement on the Wise Hour bench. So it looks like it's going to be a change in the front row. Players number 17 coming in on for Mendis Dube. And a little bit of applause from his teammates for a job well done. So player 21, that is Tawanda Jenesa, coming on just to strengthen their scrum, and it looks like he's going to be playing in the lock position. So Moyo, so short-term penalty, and it goes to the Pumas, rather to the Lions, and here comes the ever-running fly-off, that is Mnyaradzi, and he sends their little wink, and he gets it over the line. Unfortunately. So the line out was quickly taken. So the referee wants that line out to be retaken again. But it was a beautiful play. However, they just couldn't just tore it down over the line, over the whitewash. That's the visiting team. Lawrence just got overexcited there. What he needed to do, because he was really close to the try line, was just to dive. He couldn't do that. So all that hard work goes down the drain. And the coach, Francis, is not happy with these charges. The coach for Plumtree, Francis, is not happy with that. I mean, anyone could have scored. So it's going to be... So we have a mascot for the Talons. Just craving for that piece of action, that young man. But however, the referee... So Philip Chimaka. He couldn't find his mark. Ooh! And it's a big collision. And Takudzwa went in with a hard tackle. So Moyo sends it to his fly-off. That is Mnyaradzi. But the Lions are still going in. Spencer, can he go all the way? And it is try time. We spoke about him right at the beginning of the match that they need to shut him down. The Spencer, captain, slicing through that Talons defense just to dot it down under the post. So Damabukwezi scored their first try. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it is a close game because it is tense. It is 12 points to 5, pending a conversion. If he can get those extra 2 points, it will be a 5-pointer. So try scorer, oh my God. He missed, it was in front of the post. Oh my goodness. So 12 points to 5 in favor of the hosts. But what a game we're having here at the Baghdad Rugby Field here in Marondera, the home of the Talons. So Philip Chimaka with a beautiful restart kick. And once again, the Shumbas got energy, but yeah, it is a knock-on indeed. I don't know what he was doing. So it is an offensive scrum to the hosts. So it is a scrum to the Talons, and they've split their back line. Victor, the inside center, is on the left side of the field, and Chimaka with his captain, they're on the right side of the field. So a change in the scrum as the player number 23 comes on. So Gift comes on and joins that blindside flanker position. He comes in for Bernard Mjay. So another long arm penalty for illegal scrummaging, and it is going to be Will, who takes it quickly, and Philip Chimaka, this is his captain, and they sends it to that pint-sized winger, blindside winger, that is Divine Hamilton. But ball stolen, and it is the Shumbas with the ball. The Lions are Mabukwezi as they try to set up a counter-attack deep in the half, but it looks like the Wise Owl player was over the ball, but the referee says no. Amabukwezi, a great pickup by a captain, Spencer, and here he comes with a good step. Does he have the wheels to go all the way? He puts on the afterburners, and he cuts back inside. Oh my God, and he crashes over. But he leaves Philip Chimaka. Oh my goodness. What a run. What a play that started off in their 5-meter. But goodness me, Philip Chimaka, I hope that he's fine, because he went in for that side tackle, and due to the hard running by Spencer, he bounced off and he landed awkwardly, and the medics are having a look at him, but that looked really, really ugly for Philip Chimaka. I hope that he's fine, he can continue, because up next he has to go on international duty, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, that tackle did not end well for Philip Chimaka, but it was a great pickup, a great play by Plumtree. So as it stands, it's 10 points to 12, pending a conversion. And it's going to be none other than the try scorer, Spencer Dube. This time around, they decide to go for Munyaradzi Nyabute for that conversion. So Munyaradzi Nyabute with his first kick. Can he level matters here at the Baghdad rugby field? Well, we need to be careful, because that clock is running down for him. And did he get enough of it? Yes, he did. So Munyaradzi Nyabute level scores 12-12. This is the first time that we have witnessed this impressive challenge side being tested by this team all the way from Matabele North. And as of now, the talent they are missing their inspirational captain, that is Philip Chimaka. And that ball, my goodness, it went out of play from the kickoff. Did it travel 10? The referee is going to consult with his tie judge to make that final decision. But what a game that we're having here in Marondera. So Spencer Dube, the captain for the Amabukwes, with a brace of tries. So it is going to be a line-out throw to the Amabukwes. And it has been an overthrow, but however, it is going to be Anlo and Ndlovu. But ball has been turned over by the great work. Once again, they've lost the ball, that is the talons, but it's been quickly taken. A little bit of sidestep. And here comes Spencer, and here comes Plumtree. They're still going forward. And Mdudu Sibanda is being driven out of play. And oh my God, it does not look well. So in that collision, he landed awkwardly on his, I believe that is ankle area, that is feeling a little bit of discomfort. So the medics are just attending to him. But however, play resumes, and it's going to be Simba Chiwara with this line-out choice. So Simba found his jumper, but it was hooked by his locks. So Takawira with a carry. And here comes the Talons, launching an attack of their own in their half. So ball once again has been stolen on the breakdown. So another player has been isolated, but it is a scrum of Moyo who comes away with it. And here comes the Plumtree side, still going forward. And it is a chip and chase. And it is Blessed Saradia who comes away with it, skipping a few tackles. And that clearance kick is not convincing, and it goes straight into the hands of a Plumtree player. Ball stolen once again on the breakdown, and it is none other than Will Manyawara with the ball. So Deno Hamilton attacks the blind side using his captain with the crash ball. Hamilton once again using his open side flanker, that is Will, for a crash ball. Daniel to Elroy. Here comes Takawira. Can he find Chuara? Unfortunately, he decides to keep the ball. Elroy Mpofu to Daniel. Daniel using Larson Rujua with a big carry. Sucks in, and here comes the captain. The Talons on the front foot. Here comes the open side winger, Blessed Saradia. But he's been smashed back by that Plumtree defense, and the captain, he goes over the advantage line. That is Takudzwa Mandiambira for the Talons. Player being held in the tackle, but however, they managed to collect points. There's Dano, attacks the short side. A little bit of shove and go by Will. They're edging closer to the try line. Donnell, it's Blessed, driven back, but it is try time. And it is Divine Hamilton. He was left unmarked, unattended, but great work, patience, perseverance being displayed by this Talon side. And they've managed to cross over the whitewash. And as it stands now, it's 17 points to 12 in favor of the hosts, pending a conversion. And we're yet to see the playmaker on the field of play, that is Philip. Looks like he's out, he's done for the day. So 17-12. So Philip is back on the field. It's good to see that he's back on the field after that nasty collision. So can he get the extras to extend the Talons' lead here at Baghdad Rugby Field? So Philip, did he get it? Oh my God. It bounces off the crossbar. Unlucky. He got everything right except for that distance. So it is 17-12. So Spencer wants his chasers to go behind the kick. Oh, and it is a short kick. And it's going Shuara, who comes away with it. And he's being held in the tackle. And eventually it's being brought down. So Daniel sends it to Takudzwa. But so we're going to go back for the first infringement. No advantage. So it is going to be a scrum. You rarely see this Talon squad under pressure, but you know, the side from Plumtree, they're giving them a good contest, a good run for their money. So Daniel just getting confused which side where he's supposed to be standing. So the referee wants to the second scrum reset in this encounter. So Daniel feeds the ball. So they attack blind. Big tackles coming in. And Blessed just landing on Kwagli. And here comes Elro Mpofi. Runs across. Looking for some space. Straight to his captain. And it is a bouncing pass. And Philip, he's still going forward. Oh, with a beautiful chicken wing pass that was well intercepted by the Plumtree player. Plumtree, they're still going. Pressure on the breakdown. Can they get that ball out? A little bit of show and go. But the number 23 Gift is having none of it. And that ball has been turned over. And it is the Talons on the attack as they use Larson Rujua and sets it up. So they're still going blind using their locks. And this time around, they go the open side using their forwards. They are on the front foot, but ball has been stolen illegally. So it is a long arm penalty to the Talons, who are edging closer and closer to that try line. So the referee just slowing down things, just having a chat with the captain of Plumtree, that is Spencer. So play resumes, and it is the outside center Victor Muchenje standing over that ball. I wonder what they are cooking. That is the Talons. So we wonder what's the delay, what is it about? But it looks like that scrum has been set, and it is Dano who feeds it for Wise Owl. As he attacks blind, he goes all the way and he dots it down. Daniel Hamilton, clever play. Just identifying space on that blind side. Flankers were slipping and they exploited them to dot it down, and that score is 22 in favor of the Talons. So Damabukwe is just wondering what happened there. They're still stunned So Takuzo Mandiambira with his second attempt at goal. So Takuzo Mandiambira, the distance is good. Unfortunately, it is short and it is wide. So Spencer, the captain, with a big, deep, enormous kick, and Elroy spilled it over. Good pressure. He wasn't committed to that high ball, and eventually he spilled it over. So ideally, what you want is your body and your forearms in between the ball, so that you form that V shape with the elbows and collect that high ball. Unfortunately for Elroy, he sort of hesitated and it spilled over, and it resulted to an attacking scrum to the Plumtree side. So Moyo feeds it in straight to his fly half, that is Mnyaradzi. Mnyaradzi still going, and it is a loose pass. So it is a deliberate knock. Is the call from the referee, so it is a penalty to Plumtree. Quick. Ball still available for Plumtree, but there is space. Can he go all the way? And it is. Oh my goodness. He is shot and he's being driven back. Ball still available. It is a pick and go. Can he go all the way? Poor body positioning by the Plumtree side. He should just, they're driving high, and it is easy work for the Talons because they are driving high. They need to get in that low semi-crouch position. Can they get it this time around? And it is still short. A bouncing pass, and the referee, another penalty to the Plumtree side. This time around, it is offside, and the referee scored for timeout because there's a Wise Owl player who is down and is being attended by the medics on the left side of the field on the try box. It looks like he's having trouble with his shin. And it is Elroy Mpofu, the player that is being attended by the medics and is being assisted to go off the field. And the coaches did the right thing to send a substitute on to the field of play. So quick tap. The referee wants to be taken it on the mark. So it is Mnyaradzi Nyabvute standing over the ball, and he uses his forwards, and it is Ndlovu who crashes over, and it is try time. The lucid prop just crashing over the whitewash, and it makes the scoreline very interesting because as it stands, it is 17 points to 22. If they can get the conversion, it's going to be 19-22, a three-pointer. So it is Nyaradzi Nyavute with his second attempt at goal. The first one he got it, so far he's standing on 100% success rate. So Mnyarazi Nyavute, and he hits the upright. Unlucky for him. So the scoreline is 22-17 in favor of the Talons. It is a 5-pointer. So Takuzwa Mandiambira with a deep kick. Oh, a bit of a mix-up. A great pick-up by the Talons. So it is a knock-on. And there goes the full-time buzzer. So the Talons emerging victorious by 22 points to 17 here at Baghdad Rugby Field in Marondera. For to all our viewers, thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in on and using your data. So up next is the post-match interview. So we're going to start off with the visiting coach, that is Francis, the coach for Plumtree. So stay tuned for those post-match interviews. The post-match interview, so I'm going to start off with the visiting coach, that is Francis Nakamu, I believe. Nakamu, that is the visiting coach, that is the Plumtree. The match ended in 17-22 in favor of the host, that is the Talons. So coach, your post-match reactions, it was really close, but unfortunately your boys couldn't get into that third gear and secure a win.
Yeah. I believe we made a lot of mistakes in the final third. This game could have gone anyway because all the teams made the mistakes, but great rugby was on display today. I would like to thank the wise old guys for giving us such a nice match. Anyone watching this match could not leave the ground before the final whistle, so I believe it was a good advertisement to schoolboy rugby in Zimbabwe. Okay,
I mean, coming back into the second half, I mean, your guys were not performing really well in the first half. But coming on to the second half, your guys, I believe that they did well and they scored those 17 points. What was the message during the halftime?
We told them to be composed in the final third. We created a lot of chances in the first half, and it's a pity we didn't finish them into points. But at the end of the day, we lost the match, but the effort was there. And I would like to give my boys a huge round of applause for such a big fight that they put on today.
And your captain, your outside center, we spoke about him just before the game. I mean, he did deliver the goods for you guys. I mean, your thoughts on him?
Yeah, Spencer Dube is one of the best in Zimbabwe currently. He's very fast and very big. So we've been working on this boy since grade 3 in the primary. He grew up playing rugby. I was coaching him, and we took him to Plumtree, and he's been delivering in all the sports, athletics, rugby, soccer. He's been very good.
And did he manage to make the Tebele side provincial team?
He was injured, so he could not play in the trials.
That's all good. Coach, thank you very much. All the best. So what's next for you guys?
Next, we are playing Goldridge at home. So let's hope we'll turn that performance into a victory.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
So that was Coach Francis Nakamu for Plumtree. But now I'm being joined by the winning coach, that's Dallas Kuzorera. Dallas, we can safely say that your team survived an onslaught That was pretty close. This is the first time that we've seen your boys being tested. 17-22. Your thoughts on the game?
I think the boys started the game lackadaisically. I think they underestimated the Plumtree boys. And the Plumtree boys took advantage of that, and they actually got back into the game, and they played a very good game, which our guys now, for them to come back into the game after these guys started putting so much pressure and also keeping the ball, then they struggled. So it's one area that I think we need to work on even during the week, because if you look at it, there's a type of game they were doing that whereby when they get into contact, they offload the ball back, then they recycle it as much as possible. And our boys now, they were trying to look for those balls in the racks, and they could not find those racks because those guys were offloading back and they run it. And it's something that we need to work on, and it's our homework to try and fix that. But they really stood up, and it was a really good game.
And I saw earlier on Philip just being pulled off. Nasty collision, and it ended up in being pulled off. Is he okay? Can he still play? Because of course you have got this season to look up for, and he has got to go on international duty.
No, he's fine. We had a look at him with our physio, but we decided to pull him out because just for precautionary measures, we couldn't just keep him onto the field. But I think he's fine. We'll continue monitoring him during the week. If he's fine, then we'll play him against Chechu. If he's not, then we have to rest him against Chechu.
Coach, congratulations. What's next on your assignment?
We're going to play Chechu, and it's a much bigger fish than Plumtree. So this week we need to really work hard and fix most of our faults. I think most of our time in the first half, they got back into the game due to our own mistakes.
Yeah.
Which if we try and lower down on our mistakes, I think we should be able to play on the front foot rather than on the back foot.
So all the best. It's a big game against Chechu. We wish you all the best and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was Dallas Kuzorera, the head coach for the winning team, that is the Wise Owl. So that concludes our post-match interviews. But once again, keep on tuning to Rising Stars, where we give you the creme de la creme of all your future star athletes. Thank you.